we take advice from people who are unqualified or not qualified to do so. Yeah, unqualified to do so. And people who really and truly, them blind, we blind, and a blind, I lead blind. And, we have to try to break out of that particular cycle because otherwise we will just spiral downwards and really don't know what to do. So this afternoon, I have solicited the help of renowned motivational and keynote speaker, management consultant, quantum transformation psychologist, and social philosopher, Dr. Leahcim Semaj, and might I add, a past student of the Kingston College, Fortis, Cattery, Federer, no protest. The brave may fall, but never yield.
Never.
Purple at them all day, every day. The right side of North Street, one of the two most important edifices on North Street, both begin with K. KPH and Kingston College. And so, Dr. Semaj, welcome to Miss Kitty Live. How are you?
Boy, when I plan my world tour, I have to carry you.
Yes!
Just open the stage for me. Just
yes!
it.
I am booked and ready. Consider
All right.
me booked.
Nice.
I am very ready.
Nice.
Doc, let me start off by saying Happy New Year to you and your family. I wish for you a magnificent and prosperous 2022, and may your year be filled with abundance, health, wealth, and strength. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to be here on my show today.
That's the plan, my sister. That's the plan.
Very
the plan.
well. All right, Doc. Now, before the global pandemic began, it would have been hard to imagine that masks, vaccines, and lockdowns would dominate our lives and conversation for more than 2 years. Now, with the new year beginning, it's time to take a look forward. But where do we even begin if many of us are simply drained from the past 2 years and feel like we are in a funk and we cannot get out of it? How would you suggest that we put or treat our mental health? A lot of people are grappling with a lot of mental health issues. How can we take ourselves out of it or deal with it?
Well, the overriding mental health challenge beside the normal ones, the overwhelm is this thing we call pandemic fatigue.
Aye.
Because we're tired of it.
Yes.
It is draining. I heard you in a very descriptive way describe all some of the things that you're now deprived of tongue batting. I've heard that word in a long time. My goodness.
Boy, Doc, your ears and have a pick
no, I heard, and rightfully so, because, the restrictions, all the simple things you mentioned,
yes.
You're going straight home from work.
Yes.
The people don't understand sometimes, the lockdown, even though it may seem simple, it cripples your life in some serious ways. Yes. If you're going to stop somewhere, you look on your watch completely.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to get stopped on the road.
Yes.
So you're on the police, so you're not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So just we have that constant for the last year. Either you can't go away, or if you're going away, you have to punch upon your watch.
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, so the pandemic fatigue is a real thing. And one thing that maybe I should just briefly, because I want to go back to a basic and start from a specific place. But let me just remind our people so that they can identify themselves if they have any of these.
Yes.
You feel stressed by tasks that you normally manage well. You're now not as diligent about wearing your mask and washing your hands. All of a sudden, you forget to do those things. You're drinking more liquor, eating more food because the comfort, trying your best. Are you not engaging in some things that you used to find enjoyable? As you described, tongue batting, whatever that is. I don't know idea. Enough sleep.
Yeah.
Or even you wake up exhausted.
Yes, wake up tired.
You wake up tired. Do you find it harder to concentrate? So we're not talking about a road, a walk, and tear up paper. We're talking about ordinary human beings. Hard to focus at work. Do you feel easily impatient and easily irritable?
Yes, and angry.
The least thing somebody said to you, you pop off on them. Are you upsetting about some things that previously never used to bother you? And probably the most important one, do you have a feeling of hopelessness? Lord God, when is that going to done? So, this thing, hope, that word hope, let's say you can live without food for 40 days. You can live without water for probably about 5 days. You can live without air for probably about maximum say 5 minutes, but you can't live without hope for more than 1 second. Because if there's no hope, where I live for then? When everything in front of you, everything in front of you, behind you, beside you look dark, you say, might as well me check out.
Yes.
So even somebody driving on the road, is almost suicide by car
Mhm.
because you have nothing to lose. So why not just go flat out?
Yes.
So that is what is the general thing that we have started 2022 with.
Yes.
Those are the signs of pandemic fatigue. Now,
Well, doc, just to interject quickly, I'm happy that you asked these questions because a lot of times, myself included, we're going through these emotions or we're having these feelings, but we don't know how to distill them. We don't know how to ventilate them. But you just know, say, you really get angry for true over some little things. And all the questions that you asked were so pertinent. And everybody on my live, and I'm quite sure that people at home or in their cars are nodding their heads like, boy, doc, are true. And so when we hear it and we can confront it like this, we can identify the problem and then aim to fix it.
we're talking about if it's something in one sentence, water more than flour.
Yes.
And again, on the Jamaican, anyway, marga,
It pop off.
it pop.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people going on margaration. Right? Now, on top of this now, we are contending with what I call 3 existential threats. And that may sound like a big word to some people, but what an existential threat is something that could have killed you.
Yeah.
Number one, we live in a country in which 37 people were murdered in the first week of the year.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Jamaica has the highest murder rate in the world. We are the fastest man in the world and the fastest woman and the highest murder rate in the world. Today, our positivity index was 60.3. That means that when you step out the road, it's not just every other person could have infected. More than that. The third existential threat, we have the lowest vaccination rate in the Western Hemisphere, except for one country,
Yes.
Haiti.
Haiti. Yes.
And that's nothing to be proud of. Now, those things present existential threats, whether you like it or not. We know what murder does, huh? We know murder kill you.
Yes.
Positivity rate, look, we know that the virus strain that is now upon us is totally transmissible, much easier than the one before. They say the symptoms are in generally lighter, but you may just be the lucky one that get the less lighter version of it.
Yes.
And we don't know there's something called long COVID. Up to 40% of people who have had COVID have symptoms that go on for months and months and months, even things involving organ failure, memory loss, all kinds of strange things. We know, as a matter of fact, Miss Kitty, that I'm sick of the conspiracy theories that people are concocting. I don't even engage those kind of discussion anymore because it's a pointless discussion. Why? They take pieces of facts and mix it with a secret sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how much facts you try to give them, you don't have access to the secret sauce. So there's no point trying to convince them. So that I don't know if you still use it as your sign-off thing. The only best thing we can do is don't focus on
no low cost.
Take for yourself.
Yes.
Anyone who start talking like that, just go wide.
Mm-hmm.
Just go wide because it's not making them carry me down with them. So whether or not persons who are this large group of Jamaicans who are in the category called vax hesitancy, at the same time, many of them are secretly worried.
Yes.
Did I draw the bad card? Am I wrong? So that becomes a part of the stress for them living with it. But I mean, I'll take no vaccine, But the data is clear. 90% of the people who are now being infected are unvaccinated. And even the breakthrough cases of people who are vaccinated, it is totally non-life threatening. The body responds and covers quickly. So that's the background we're dealing with now. like it or not. That's the background. But life has to go on. They say you can't pour from an empty vessel. You can't give what you don't have. So if you are starting off the year, so pop down, your mental health is in trouble.
Yes.
Your state of mental well-being. And understand, I don't just talk about mental health from the standpoint of psychoses and neuroses and those kind of things. I'm talking about the walking wounded.
Yes.
The walking wounded. Just your life not adding up. It not maxing out. You are constantly in turmoil. I have a notion, there's a thing called the physics of life. And if you remember from school days what a sine wave is, how sine wave look. Remember?
Why, sir? Me never did that class there.
It
Sorry.
go sine wave, it go up and down, up and down.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Life comes at you like a sine wave, up and down. It is your job to turn it into a positive linear trend, meaning keep going up.
Yes.
So even it keep going up and down. In time life does flat, when we call that flat line is what? Death.
Death, yes.
But up and down, guess what? Some days the up will get upper.
Yes.
And the down, not so down. But it's still we have up and down. That's what life is. Up and down, up and down. But no, you are the programmer of your life. Your brain is the hardware.
Yes.
Your mind is the software. Your life is the printout.
I like that. Could you repeat that for me, Dr. Semaj?
You are the programmer of your life, in which your brain is the hardware, your mind is the software, and your life is the printout. So it's what you do with the mind now that's going to impact the printout.
Yeah.
And we have the capacity. Mind controls body. Now the basic thoughts are the language of the mind. Feelings are the language of the body. When you feel, you have a feeling, you have an emotion, it's because some chemicals are triggered in your body.
Yes.
When you have a thought, it's because something is triggered in the mind. So that's constant. And let's take it one step further. The 50 trillion cells of your body are constantly eavesdropping on your thoughts and your emotion. Now, you are involved in music, Miss Kitty,
Yes.
in many ways. No, I never ask you, but I tell you this. Enough time you hear a tune for the first time, and immediately, before you even say anything, your body responds to the tune.
True.
Your hand full up a goosebump.
Yes.
You understand me? That's what we're talking about. Every cell in your body is constantly eavesdropping on your thoughts. Earlier, you were talking about the lizard. All right?
God.
When you just a thought of the lizard, your body starts feel away.
Our body come down, yes.
Just a thought of the lizard. I was on a live Zoom some weeks ago with some doctors talking about how you transform people, move people from mindset, how mindset is important, and how fears can cripple. And the senior doctor said, Dr. Semaj, I had an incident recently, I went up in Fort Lauderdale to look at a new development to buy an apartment.
Yes.
And when I went into I was going towards it. When you have the new development, you have the model.
Yes.
You can go check it out.
The demo, yes.
Yeah.
The demo unit.
Walking towards, Florida full of alligator and something there, right? So there was one just lounging by the lake, and the man just walked past it and said hi. All right. When he opened the door, there was a lizard at the top of the door jam.
Dead in the shower.
The man just gently closed it back and leave and tell the people at the front office I'm not interested no more.
Mm-hmm.
No, hear me. A big doctor,
Mm-hmm.
And just the sight of a little lizard. Him walk past the crocodile,
Yeah.
But something, when fear triggers your body, every aspect of your body is triggered.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about, mind control. The mind.
So give us the tools then, because we've heard these words, being banned about. Persons have talked about it, mind over matter, mind control. But still, we are feeling these emotions. We're going through these things, but we still don't know how to compartmentalize it and put it in a way and deal with it in such a way that it doesn't cripple us. And so our printout can be what we want it to be and be a reflection of our software, which is our mind.
I'm going to go through quickly, and then we can come back and we have the time for them specific. I'm going to give you 10 steps. Step 1.
Step 1, guys, make sure you're writing it down. Dr. Leahcim Semaj, my very special guest, if you're just tuning in, motivational and keynote speaker, management consultant, quantum transformation psychologist, and social philosopher, and my very special guest right here inside my System of Success series for 2022. There are many of us, we hear words, we hear things, we're feeling things, we don't understand it, we don't know it, and so we need the experts, we need those who are learned to help us to create systems of success, because if your mind is not right, trust and believe, no matter what else is happening, nothing will be right, all right? So we have to get our minds right in order to get our lives right. Go ahead, Dr. Semaj.
Step 1, follow the science, not the arms house.
Follow the science, not the arms house.
No. You know what arms house is. Enough arms house argument are going around the place. Proverbs 10:21, many of us know this verse from a Peter Tosh song. It says, the lips of the righteous feed many, but the fools die for want of wisdom. Yeah. Proverbs 10, verse 21. We need to equip ourselves with knowledge. So, people, when I hear some man talk arms out and foolishness, maybe I'll stop and buy out the argument, Mr. Gentleman, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's not right. So again, let's come back if we have time. But just follow the science. Try to understand exactly what reality is, as opposed to living in fantasy. All right?
Yes, sir.
Step 2. It is very important that you have a do-nothing day.
Do-nothing day.
You're that day go. It's a day where you do nothing, and when you're done, you rest. Just think about it. Think about it. How your life is going through. The computer. Sometimes your computer stop work and a malfunction, and you hit the key and hit the most common thing, man. Turn off the computer.
Restart it.
And restart it.
Mm-hmm.
Even the days with earlier days of cell phone, take out the battery.
Do a battery pull.
Do a battery pull.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it do a battery pull upon your life. Now, many people don't give themselves even that option, Look, a 7 day in the week, Miss Kitty, you can't take one for yourself. Slavery done.
True.
People tell me, well, I can't do that. But you know why you're in the problem you're in. If you can't take one for yourself, self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty vessel. Take one day for yourself. Yeah. Whether you do it formally or informally. Step 3. Involve yourself in this thing called prayer and meditation. The ultimate communication. Prayer is you talking to the Almighty. Meditation is you listening for messages from the Almighty. Some people chat too much. They must have chat. So they must shut your mouth and say, speak, Lord. Thy servant hear it. Talk to the Almighty and listen what he might tell you. Sometimes he will just whisper and tell you something, so you have to just quiet sometimes. Essential. We'll go on 3. Step 4. You need regular physical exercise. Yes. Do you know that coronavirus largely impact your lungs? That's what Delta virus did. Huh? But exercise is the only way to keep your heart and lungs fit. No drugs can do that. Yes. So if your heart and lungs not fit, and when I say regular physical exercise, whether you walk or you run or you skip or you dance, our brother of mine named Clyde McKenzie, he exercise a dance. My man has put on some old time merengue music and thing and so and dance for 2 hours.
Yes.
Exercise is therapy. It's a personal rearrangement when the mind and the body talk to one another. So exercising. Miss Kitty, you ever exercise and your body say it can't do and your mind say, yeah, joke, it can't do.
Definitely. Definitely.
Eh?
When the trainer says you go somewhere, you feel like you can't go anymore. Your mind carry you there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I realized that I could squat, 300 pounds. I can the squat rack the 2 times my body weight.
Mm-hmm.
I never know that possible. But my mind tell me it can do. When I leg press 700 pounds, I never know if I could do. When the mind said it can do, it can do.
Yeah.
So that you have to find place for regular physical exercise because the Gideon are rough.
True. Rough in the streets.
We're for ready for it. Critical. Step 5. You need an energizing morning routine.
Energizing.
Morning routine. And you want it consistent. Mine is awake. I find my wake up time between 3:30 and 4. All right? The early riser.
Oh wow.
I go to the kitchen and I make 1 cup of Blue Mountain coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to my gym. And then I have a meditation room. That's my morning routine.
Yeah.
Coffee, gym, meditation. So you work out something for yourself. Something that gets your day started smooth, and you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Step 6. You need a relaxing evening routine, the end of the workday. Now, you alluded to a critical part of it. More music, less news.
Yeah.
The news is somewhere depressive, especially TV news. Lord God, might try to frighten you.
Yes.
Reduce the amount of news. It is too depressing. So my evening routine, once I start towards the end of the evening, a shower. A glass of Merlot. So remember that if you invite me over here for a nice bottle of Merlot, remember
yes.
that.
Loaded.
It's part of the evening routine that.
Yes.
And then
it's good antioxidants too.
Absolutely.
Recommended, yes.
And then the meditation again. So that's the bookend. Because you can't, it's one of the most dangerous things to watch some cowboy movie or sci-fi movie before you go to bed. It's worse than eat white rice because the amount of things you're going to dream about. So you need a relaxing evening routine so that your body can decompress and re-energize itself with the sleep that you needed. Step 7. Is your work working for you? A lot of people are now working from home, all right? But guess what? Working from home could transform to living at work.
Yes.
The boss will call you all time and night and day. Your work never done. Are you working from home or are you living at work?
Like that.
Big difference.
Yes.
By the same thing, by the way, if you can work from home, that means you can work from anywhere then. So why not call your auntie down in that country, find out how the internet stay down there so, and say, auntie, may I come down for a long weekend, And you go to a country for the long weekend. Once you have internet down, you're good.
Yeah.
So
the environment can help.
Exactly.
It can be therapeutic, yes.
Absolutely. So be sure that working from home doesn't become living at work. And if you can work from home, you can work from anywhere. So find a place that works for you. Step 8. Ask for help. Don't be too proud. Something not work right. Ask for help. Too many people, it's not going well at all. Be smart enough to know when you need help and be brave enough to ask for it. Ask somebody. Say, listen, boy, something not work. I mean, I like how I feel. Ask for help. Be willing. Don't try to self-medicate yourself. You can, they say alcohol technically is a solvent, but it can't dissolve problems.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Understand that social distance does not mean social isolation. The same way you can use Zoom for work. Keep Zoom party with your friend all over the world. We have Zoom party with my children them all over the world, and with them there. Our best friend, we can Friday evening, we keep a Zoom party.
Link up.
We
Yes.
we link up. I know me do sometimes, we invite one of my artist friend them on the live.
Mhm.
I remember the first time it was Sasko. And Sasko bust some new tune on the live. Eh? And each time I try, if you don't invite an artist, because artists like perform, because a lot of them don't perform. And once them see a live audience in front of them or a Zoom audience. Huh? So social distance doesn't mean social isolation. Step 9, help somebody. I heard you talking about what you saw on the road and your natural instinct to help. Help somebody. It's not some people out there want help and don't know how to ask for it. You see a person in need. Huh?
Yes.
It is in giving that we receive.
Amen.
We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Give. We are here to serve and save each other. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpeneth iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. We're here to help each other, strengthen each other. Huh? 10. Celebrate. Celebrate. Every week you go through, you celebrate. Over subtle. I started this back last year about September. Every Friday, what I keep, a fine dining Friday at my yard.
Oh wow.
Here I go now. Miss Kitty, you ever take out a pair of shoes through the pandemic? We don't wear for a long time. And you put it on the bottom drop off.
Dry
The,
rot.
the shoe
Yep.
dry rot. Right now
Many
I
of
use.
them. Yep. Now use.
You
Drop off.
you
Make the
close
road.
you close in the closet. I asked Miss Kitty, you dead? A long time I not see you.
All my wig them shrink. All my wig them
See?
shrink, sir.
The clothes I asked were you there.
Yes.
So what we do on a Friday? Put on my only choice is no which suit I'm going to wear this Friday. Hmm?
Yes.
A man just trash out. Now going away, and we dine. We take out all the good, the good dish which put down when people fight over when you're dead.
Yes.
You take them out and use them.
True. The fine crockery.
Yeah, so that it don't matter what you eat, I call like a seasoned rice and butter, but you're having the only thing I stipulate, buy a bottle of wine.
Mhm.
Make it nice up yourself. Celebrate. Every week you go through, do a celebration towards the end of the week by calling it fine dining Friday. Use your best clothes, your best dishes, and give thanks you go through a week. And when you and grateful, being gratitude is good.
Yes.
Grace is the reward you get for gratitude.
Yes.
Because you're grateful. Thank you, Father, for carrying me through another week. Thank you. So these are the 10 steps. 10 steps to help you. And you start again next week and you repeat.
Yes.
And you repeat. Because, that all these things out there are trying at you. Every time you go to the street, somebody will test your faith.
Yes.
Somebody will test you. So that you have to be focused because, listen, this thing is not, we don't know when it's going to end, but you make sure it ends for you. What you can do to keep yourself safe.
Yes.
But you do what you can with how you can because your mind, remember this, what we saw the bit? You are the programmer. Your brain is the soft hardware. Your mind is the software. Your life is the printout.
We're talking to Dr. Leahcim Semaj. We're going to get some wealth of information and wealth of knowledge, which I just find so helpful, and I know you're finding it awesome and helpful as well. We have much more to talk to Dr. Semaj about, as he's helping us to give us the tools that we need to move forward. Many of us have been going through life like a ship without a sailor, and until we get some direction and find our compass, we'll always be lost at sea. No more for 2022.